Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. I have heard a lot of Nightwish's songs at this point due to your wonderful guidance and recommendations, and I've greatly enjoyed both Tarja's and Floor's voices, but I have yet to hear another frontwoman who sang with Nightwish, Anette Olzon. And I feel like something is just missing having not heard this part of their discography. So today that is going to change. Let's get to it. All right, I'm going to go back to the beginning because I just have to appreciate the composition from the beginning. Tuomas is fantastic at writing music that feels very much like a film score in many ways. In fact, he has composed film scores. And I love this sort of magical feeling. He's chosen a perfect synthesizer to get that magical sort of uplifted feel. And then the moment when they discover this dead angel, there's a shift. And then, of course, we have another big shift right before Anette comes in here, who looks really awesome, and we will get to in just a moment. Right, even the ooze, that helps it make it feel more fantastic, more fluffy and ethereal. Like, oh, a wonderful, beautiful summer day. And then, oh no, dead angel. So a few things that are done in there to change that. Before we had ooze happening, and they had a lot of levity in the sound, a lot of breathiness in that. They were much lighter. And now we have ahs in the background. It's a much more bombastic kind of chorus, more dramatic. It's also a darker ah vowel, so that makes it also feel a little bit more dramatic besides just being more powerful. And of course, we have a lot of lower pitches that are in here. The higher ones tend to feel lighter. They're higher. And of course, more dramatic things we associate with a heaviness in the sound. And we've also got those heavier instruments from metal coming in too. Just a little bit between them again. See, ooh. It's a cool transition. So this is fascinating to me because Anette was essentially between Tarja and Floor. And Tarja's sound is much more operatic in tone quality. I think she's the most operatic of the three ladies, where I just hear a lot of extra power available in there. It sounds like she would carry very well in a hall without a microphone, especially. And then Floor has a lighter classical tone. She has really great flexibility to go into other genres or styles, I would say. She's really able to even do harsh vocals. And when she sings in that more classical tone, she has a lightness about her tone. You know, O mio babbino caro fits her voice very nicely. And then Anette here, I had no idea what to expect. Her voice is actually a lot more narrow, a lot less warm than either of the other two ladies. It sounds a lot more like it's coming from that popular side, almost like it's got some musical theater training. I still hear that there's a beautiful, consistent vibrato that I would often associate with some classical training, but there's a much more narrow focus to the sound. And that I often would associate more with contemporary singing, like pop. So I want to go back and listen a little bit more to her. This is super fun. I wouldn't have thought that Nightwish would have this bigger contrast in the middle. I thought, oh, we might have gone Tarja, maybe a little less operatic, but still pretty operatic, and then Floor being a little, I would say, more classical than necessarily operatic. I would have thought we'd have like more of a gradual direction that way, but it's actually very different. Annette is very, very different in the middle. Oh, back a little bit. I love this entrance. I like, and they have more layerings of her in here as well. Her voice will layer particularly beautifully, I think, because she does have the ability to narrowly focus that tone in that lead vocal, so she can give a little more fluff out to the sides to create some backing vocals that aren't going to overtake the lead, which is cool. She's got a lot of consistency in the sound. She's in a pocket for that, which basically means that she's keeping it in that same area of resonance the whole time. The lyrics are fun, and especially in the way that they're presented rhythmically. Amaranth in a land, they're playing with the sort of feeling of three that is in each of those words or word grouping, and then also within that sort of like rhyme scheme side by side. Very, very cool. I like the chorus. It's catchy. And I just realized I'm talking about a narrow sound, but I should also talk a little bit about forward versus backward placement. There's ways to focus the sound so it's more in the front of your face. And often when we talk about contemporary singing, we'll talk about a much more forward placement like this. So it feels like the sound is buzzing, like basically from here forward. In a lot of opera, we access a ton of dome, and we're looking for balance as well. It's always good to have some balance in the sound, but sometimes sounds can be dwelling more back and have some balance in front, or dwelling more forward and having some balance in the back. So in opera, you tend to have a lot more warmth and darkness in the sound, and also we tend to just like hijack it with tons of power, right? So in here, this is more of a narrow forward placement, which gets you in this like little pocket right there. In the back, people often talk about having like a lot more spin and space and lots of areas to play around back in there. And Annette's voice definitely feels like it's this kind of voice to me.
You
diphthongs and how she's playing with them in here. Fading rain, and she's really leaning into the diphthongs to accent that inner rhyme scheme and rhythm here. It's cool. Okay, you guys have probably already heard me talk about diphthongs on the channel in another video, but I'm just going to give you a quick recap. Diphthongs are one sound that is composed of two vowels that have essentially been mushed together. So in this case, the word rain has a vowel that's a diphthong in the middle, and that's A, combined, rain. Now, if you're singing, you're elongating vowels more, so you need to have a conscious decision about where to allocate the time to which vowel of that diphthong. So in this case, she's actually playing with the two separate vowels, raining, fading, and it sounds like it's almost like bringing in a separate note for it. It's really fun. Yeah, she's actually jumping up on an extra pitch on the second vowel of the diphthong. That's cool. Nice, in this little moment between, there's definitely a callback to that intro music where you had more drama in there when you saw that dead angel. It's very interesting to see this combination of the storyline in the music video and then the band performing in another place. I mentioned before, I liked the shift where it just dropped down and looked like we almost went underground to see the band performing. I'm following this story, and I feel very intrigued about the angel, of course, wondering what's going to happen. Are they going to save her? But now it looks like she's actually tied to some sort of thing. So I'm, feeling a little bit anxious for the angel. So it's cool to have this juxtaposition of creating an extra storyline for us, other than the one that we already know maybe from their music. I read through the lyrics ahead of time, and I didn't get an idea of a storyline of an angel. It didn't come to me or strike me whatsoever. So knowing that they wanted to present this in addition to the art is just really cool. Gives it a lot of extra depth. Ooh, there's a really pretty switch in there, but I want to talk first about the way she's leaning so far forward into this E vowel. It is with that forward place sound and an E vowel, like in reach, that her sound is just laser focused, right? We're getting so much of it just blaring through. You don't have to be really loud to get through a band. You can be really focused, and it will pierce through other sounds that are happening around you. And that's definitely what I think is happening here. She's just got really amazing focus on her sound. Additionally, it was kind of fun to hear a little bit of some grit coming in now and then. See that E. Aww. this light part is a really nice contrast, right? Here, you can really tell that she's taken it out of this super masky forward narrow position, and she has more floatiness in the voice. We got a lot more air in the tone quality. So it's like it's been pulled out of that pocket that she's been in the whole time to instead create this super ethereal layering that's happening. It's pretty. Yay, key change! Oh man, I don't think I like this story anymore. The angel is being burned in a house. I don't know, just because she's different. I have no idea, or because they're scared of her. I definitely get the darkness and the drama aspect of this song pushes into that at the end. I don't like that idea at all. I guess in the words we're hearing, caress the one, the never fading rain in your heart. And maybe the idea is the message is to treasure the ones that you have in the moment. I'm not sure, but I feel very disturbed by this angel right now. Let's go back. It was a very satisfying key change, right? Shifted up one key. It was nice. Oh. Nice high belt. Okay, that top belt that she's holding out, that is tough and really, really well executed. It's got lots of that forward focus, keeping it in the pocket and going up to a very high note to have that kind of fullness in the sound. It's good. That's good. Ooh, yay! Angel's free. Oh, I am so glad that the angel survived at the end and floated away. That was very mollifying. Thank goodness that was an okay ending to the story. And there was a little callback in the music at the end. I wonder if Twelmas did it on purpose, where it went back to that dramatic moment as if maybe the angel is going to come back and have vengeance on all of these people that were super mean. So don't know, but it was really interesting to hear how words that I read through before were then set to music, and also how this music essentially became a part of a film score describing the whole scene. I loved the inner rhythm in the chorus and rhyme scheme. It made the chorus particularly catchy. But most interesting of all was listening to Anette for the first time and having that juxtaposition of Tarja and Floor and realizing how much more forward and focused Anette's sound really is. It is such a big difference in my mind from these other two ladies. And I feel like I really have been missing out on this entire section of discography from Nightwish. So thank you very much for your recommendations. If you want to see a lot more Nightwish analysis, you should check out this playlist over here. And I hope to see you in another video soon. Thanks.